Según tú, hoy día las clases sociales están mucho más cerradas que antes.
Yeah, I think the class system is like a prison. I don't know, I mean, it traps people in circumstances that should not exist in a wealthy country. I think there's lots of problems there. I think, firstly, educational inequality opens from birth. The diet, the housing, you know, we live in London, one of the most prosperous cities on earth, but one in 4 young people grow up in an overcrowded home in London. And that has a big impact, we know, from all the evidence on not just health and well-being, but also education. Also, things like unpaid internships. If you want to get into law, again, you're often expected to work for free, to do very expensive masters, and often people can't afford to do that. So that, again, discriminates on the basis of wealth, not ability. The living standards of working people has fallen for the longest period since Queen Victoria sat on the throne of the 19th century, in the 1870s. It's grotesque, it's unjustifiable.
¿Crees que esta situación que describes cambiará algún día?
Of course it will, yes. Look, there's no point about being involved in any capacity in politics unless you have hope. And hope simply says that all injustices and problems are temporary and transient and can be overcome with enough determination and enough resilience. And the history of this country and other countries like Spain shows is that change does not happen because of the goodwill and generosity of the powerful. The powerful don't wake up and think, oh, I'm feeling generous, I'll give women the vote today. People who fought for the welfare state, the National Health Service in this country, the trade unionists who fought for the rights and dignity of working people. And when workers see that if they're under attack, they can do something about it and they can win, that emboldens others to do the same thing.
Todo lo que dices puede parecer muy sensato, Owen, pero estoy convencido de que hay mucha gente que te está escuchando y está pensando, bueno, pero este Owen Jones es un utópico.
Yes, we once lived in the medieval period and had serfdom, and you know, and the whole point of those horrendous injustices is we fought to overcome them. And the whole point is we were supposed to be having progress. Things were supposed to be getting better, more secure, and more comfortable. The problem is, in the last few years, things are going backwards. In 2008, the left thought, look, you know, the free market's discredited. We will win. We will emerge victorious. But we didn't have ideas. We just had slogans. And they were defensive slogans. Stop the cuts, stop privatisation, stop the world I want to get off. And the only way you win is by having a coherent alternative that resonates with people. And the right don't use technical words like that. They speak in the language of common sense, of everyday language. And the left has to find a new way of communicating in the same way and learn from what the right do.
¿Crees que volverá a haber una clase trabajadora, una clase obrera mayoritariamente orgullosa de serlo?
You know, the whole point of being of sort of my politics is you don't want people to be, you know, this proud subculture. That's not how I see class. I see class as inequality, which needs to be eradicated. So I want a classless society one day. I think that's what we have to strive for, where we don't have these enormous, grotesque distributions of wealth and power. And that's a different sort of society which will one day emerge. But no, it's not about identity or pride. It's just about eradicating inequality and inequalities of wealth and power. That's what I'm interested in.